Well, hello YouTube. In this tutorial we will talk about something very interesting, and that is how to react on end user movement and actions. For example, when end user wants to click specific button, you want something to be activated. So that's like we are intercepting kinda end user actions. Right, so you can do that in pure HTML, so you don't need to type script here and down there. So let's actually create some kind of form here with a button as an example. Right, so form, and we need to close it, and let's have, well, I don't know, maybe two buttons. Let me see. So input type will be button, and value, let's say, will be click on me for pop up, let's say. And down there let's have another one. Let's actually copy paste this to save ourselves a little bit of time. Oops. So down there will be click on me for direct text or for dir text. So basically here we will activate alert on clicking, and down there we will print on a screen in browser basically when end user clicks. Okay, so both of these guys are buttons, right? So it may be one break here. Right, so classical HTML stuff, nothing special. And let me have another one. Very simple stuff. Right, so here we must use on click, and that's JavaScript stuff, not HTML stuff. So JavaScript kinda way how to connect this thing, clicking on a button, with some JavaScript action. So on click, and see we have a red color. So let's actually get into a new line here. Okay, on click, and now we will define that action. So alert, and please note here we must use single quotes inside, because there must be a way how to distinguish between actual JavaScript stuff and custom command. So custom command you will put inside of double quotes, and here the actual string will be inside of single quotes. So you don't want to mix these things because you will confuse yourself. Probably your script will not work properly. Right, so I am from pop-up. Okay, and save and refresh and check this out. There you go. So everything works fine. So we are dealing with button, the value, classical HTML stuff, nothing special here. Every time when you wanna connect clicking on the things with actual action, you will use on click JavaScript stuff with actual function or hard-coded action, which is in this case alert, and so on and so on. Right, so that's cool, but when we click on this thing, nothing happens. So right, let's fix that. And let's go to next line here. Also we will use on click, and we will document right, and we will print, for example, I don't know, directly on page, something like that. Who cares? It is important that you just grasp that basic stuff. Okay, and also here I need to close my command with a semicolon. The thing will work, but it's correct way to close commands. Why? Because you can concatenate, well, on one click you can concatenate many commands, many functions basically. So let me test that. Click on me for this text. There you go. There you go. So every time when you refresh, you will basically go back. That's funny thing in JavaScript. Right, so that's easy thing to understand. Now let's actually concatenate this alert with a couple of alerts. I will just copy paste this thing for simplicity reasons to save ourselves a little bit of time. And let me push this down there. Let me arrange this a little bit. So alert, I am pop-up number 2. I am pop-up number 2. Something like that, who cares? And don't forget to close basically your operation. And we can also have this arrow, ending arrow right here. And refresh, and now when I click here, we will have 2 pop-ups. First pop-up, second pop-up, so that thing works. So see, you can do all kind of fancy stuff. Right, so let me see what else. Let's create here some function. For example, like in a script. And also let's use it down there, or no, here. Script, so function will be just, I don't know, function print stuff, and of course we need the brackets, and we need to print things on a screen. Let's say document write I am from function, and that's pretty much it. So now down there we need to call that function. Let me see, don't forget double quotes. So yeah, print stuff, and well, yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me separate this a little bit. Form, where is ending form? Down there. Where is opening form? I forget that. I deleted, I think. Oh no, it's up here. So let me see, will that work? Because this is dedicated for pure JavaScript. See, in a script section, and this is like normal HTML stuff. So click on me for pop-up. I am from function. That's cool. So everything works. So here's a question. Can we have this kind of script outside of form? So let me do that. We'll copy paste this down there. So now we have separation between JavaScript and HTML. So will that work? Let me see. Oops. Click on me for pop-up, and there you go. That also works. So yeah, well, that's pretty much, I think, enough for one tutorial. So you can call things directly here, you can call functions, you can have alerts, document writes, and so on and so on. But the important thing is to realize that you can handle different end user actions on your website. Okay, so if something happens, end user clicks somewhere, goes somewhere with the mouse, something can happen. I don't know what's that in your case. You will learn many things over time, but yeah, it is important to know that this is very good start to understand these event handlers and so on. Right, so 8 minutes tutorial, longer than I thought. Thank you for watching. See you next one.